Yes. So now you all have the powers of the universe written down on your magic pad of paper with your amazing wizardly pen. And so tell somebody, stand up. We'll do. Show your hands. Who have a spell you want to share? Show your hands. Share your spell. Okay, stand up and tell everybody what your spell is.
I would say I'm hungry, and then candy or food would appear.
Awesome. I'm hungry, and boom, a banquet. What's yours?
Oh God, this lady got it.
I would say ooga booga, and it'll be hard to do anything.
What? The power to do anything. Well, that's vast, vast power indeed.
I would say I have no money and a whole rack of money.
Whoa!
Girl, I would be next to you right there.
All right.
Okay, I have an animal spell. Since you are such a shrew, being an animal is what best suits you.
Ooh! So she's gonna say, since you are such a shrew, being an animal best suits you. Boom! And then all of a sudden you turned into a shrew.
Where you get that from?
An animal? Well, a shrew. Okay, so we're talking about some darker magic here. Some pretty. Ooh, you! Stand up and tell me your spell.
Oh, a spell?
Oh, what? You have a question? That's fine.
No, my power would be like happy person.
A dream hopper.
Yeah.
Give me more spells. Tell me more spells. Come on, I want spells.
Okay, I'll take mine. Oh no, girl.
Again, to make someone do what she wants for as long as she says so. Would you want to be the person she lays the spell on?
Yes.
Everybody gets to speak.
My spell is kind of weird. Okay, it's Sing Dragon Diablo, and it means a dragon will eat my enemy if I tell it to.
Whoa! Stand up and speak.
No! That would be really mean. It would be to burn people and send them to hell.
Whoa! Okay, all right.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna stay away from it for the rest of the day.
Come on, speaker. Her power.
My power would be to erase people's memories.
Whoa! Yeah, go ahead.
Mine means move and lack, and it will just allow me to transport any place that I want to. Kamoto.
It's mueve.
It's lack.
Amotos?
Kamoto. Transport to any place I want.
That's so cool. Like, I was saying Amotos and boom, I'm in Scotland. Ooh, Scotland. Okay, you stand up. The awesome gloves. I love your gloves.
Oh yeah.
See them? Oh God.
Okay. Okay. Look at me, look at you, smile. Smile and laugh, go take a bath.
What would that do? Would that immediately dump them in bath water? So look at me, look at you, smile and laugh, take a bath. So that would, like, imagine how you could misuse this spell. Like somebody's annoys you for some reason, or after gym class or whatever, you just don't want to sit next to them. And then all of a sudden, if it was a whole boys' school you were saying, then think of the size of that bathtub. That would be an awfully big bathtub. And the boys would be like, what? We're still in our clothes. So you can hear in these spells that maybe it would be awesome to have this power, but what would the consequences of this be? What would the consequences to another person who happened to say, well, it was like having a bad day. Let's say they woke up and their hair was ratty and they didn't eat breakfast and they missed their bus and blah, and they get to school and you're like, hi, and they're like, oh, shut up. And you're like, well, I will send you to the fires of hell. I mean, imagine that poor kid who woke up, maybe he's a little crabby, you know, maybe the next day would have said sorry and given you a candy bar, you know, and all of a sudden they're burning for eternity in the fires of hell. This is some dark stuff. And then what would you feel like the next day when perhaps your anger with them had faded and you had done this and there's no way to take it back? How would you feel?
I would say it's
So you would try to reverse your actions. What if there was no reverse to your actions? Or tough luck, she says. You make an awesome group of wizards, what can I say? Okay, I have a question for you. So when you think of the word wizard, if somebody says wizard, and you have to say the first thing that comes to mind, what's your image? Back there, the one with the wristwatch thing. Stand up. Sorry, I can't hear very well.
Magic.
Magic, okay. What would the wizard, when you, like the first image that comes to mind of what they look like? Okay, stand up.
I would say Selena Gomez.
No, I don't know who Selena Gomez is. Okay, so what else do you see when somebody says the word wizard, like a character? Stand up.
I see someone with a long white beard and a robe type thing and a pointy hat with all blue and stars.
Yeah. What do you think?
I see Santa Claus.
Okay, what?
Santa Claus is all chubby and he got the big beard and white beard.
The wizard Nicholas. Okay, so that's a good, okay, so when I grew up, the first thing I would think of when I thought of a wizard with a long white beard, or like wizard was a man with a long white beard. Why? I know why I thought it is because of Merlin. I don't know if you've heard of him. Merlin. So in old, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, a legend started about King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. And so King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, and his teacher was Merlin with a long white beard. Now, who else has a long white beard in fantasy? Dumbledore. Santa Claus. Who else? Professor Crumbs. Who and have any of you heard of Lord of the Rings? Yes. Who else has a long white beard in fantasy? Gandalf the Grey, right? So there is in our minds, in our popular culture, like one of the first things we think of, other than Selena Gomez, when you think of wizard, you think of a wizard with a long white beard, and that goes back hundreds and hundreds of years. It's like Latin. The word amorous is a word that it means like you feel. Like you'd feel if your boy appeared when you said the word for boy, right? Amorous. And then, but that word goes back all the way to Latin, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years to the word amant, or something like that, that means love, right? So some things go back hundreds of years, and this wizard with a long white beard goes back 100 years. And what Ursula Le Guin did in Wizard of Earthsea is she asked herself this one question, which was, where do all those wizards with the long white beards come from? Where did they had to be kids once? You know, they came from a school like yours, only for all boys, so it was boring, right? So there's a long tradition of sorceresses too, but they're less talked about. So I think you should all write stories with sorceresses in them, and you could all be fabulous women wizards, which are generally called sorceresses or witches, you know. So that question of where does a wizard come from? You get this little seed in your brain, and from that seed, she created 4 books. Where does a wizard come from? Okay, well, there has to be a school for them when they were boys. Who is the boy that goes to that school? How does he end up to be at the very first page? Here, I'll just read the first little bit. Blah, blah, blah. Of these, some say the greatest, and surely the greatest voyager, was the man called Sparrowhawk, who in his day became both dragon lord and archmage. So, you know from the first page that this kid, this 12-year-old boy, this proud boy with a hawk on his hand, he grows up to talk to dragons and be the mightiest of wizards. And all during this book, you get to see just the first stage of his journey. So in your minds, what question, if you're thinking about questions, what question would you ask that might build a book around it? It could be anything. It could be anything. And so get your pens out again. We're doing another little exercise. I'm going to write 3 words down. And the first word, well, first I'll tell a story. When I was little, my name's Claire, and when I was little, my dad liked to call me the Italian word for Claire, which was Chiara. Chiara. My brother, who was 2 years old at the time when I was born, could not pronounce Chiara, because who could when you're 2? He just kept saying Kiki. So my dad started calling me Kiki. That was my nickname, Kiki. Even now he calls me Keeks, like that, in public. In public, very embarrassing, but also sweet. Keeks. So here's my, from when I was little, I was called Kiki, or Keeks. That's my little name. And then, when I was about your age, I met my best friend in theater. We were auditioning for Robin Hood, and she gave the most amazing audition ever. And I thought, she's my friend. I just have to get to know her now. My friend. And when we got to know each other, we did all this. We used to pretend we were. We used to pretend we were elven queens, okay? So, you know, elves are like fairy people, magic, you know, whatever. So we had these long elven names. It was Sonorial de Lorraine Carasamela Stirabilessing. And we couldn't very well call each other that, right? You know, because that would take all day and we had games to play. So she called me Nori. Nori, so short for Sonorial, which was my elven queen name, Nori. And that was my name of 12 through, she still calls me that actually, but you know, when I was about 12, that's when I got that name, Nori. When I was 17, for my birthday, I wanted all my friends to come over for a bonfire. Do you ever do bonfires? Oh yeah. Yeah. They came over for a bonfire, and I was like, everybody give me names. Whatever you want to name me, call me by your name. I just wanted new names. I want lots of names. I'm just greedy like that. And one of my friend Joe, very beautiful, yes, Joseph Richard Mendez was his name, and he said, I'm going to call you La Boca y los Ojos del Sol, which means the mouth and eyes of the sun. And I was like, well, thank you, Joe. I suppose you could call me Boca for short, but maybe not. You know, so that was my name when I was 17, and then here I'm CSE Cooney now, and I'm writing with his name, CSE Cooney, who is a whole different person, who attends things like this and talks to teenage girl Wonder Women who are going to grow up and be presidents and leaders of their community, all of you. And you're wonderful, and I never would have thought I would be doing that when I was Kiki or Nori or La Boca y los Ojos del Sol. Now I'm CSE Cooney, and I'm doing these strange things. And that's 4 different names for my past that make me up. That's not including all the other ones. So what I want you to do is write down a name you were called when you were small. It's something your grandmother or your auntie called or your mom or dad. As many as you want. As many as you want or one. At least one. At least one. Just the one when you were small. Sure, you can still be called that, but also it's names you were called when you were small. All right, everybody have that name? Yes. Who doesn't have that name? Okay. You know? Okay, you have it. So everybody has the name when they were small. Now, what is your, if it's different from what your name is, what does your best friend call you? Like silly, something silly. What does your best friend call you? Or what does your worst enemy call you? What name do you hate that your worst enemy calls you? Write it down. Write it down. Yes. When people are writing, it's quiet time. It's lovely. Lovely. Write it down. Don't talk about it because you're going to talk about it in a second. Write it down. Does everybody have their middle name? Yes. Okay. So everybody has their name that they're called right now. Now, tell me a name that, if you could be named anything in the world other than your name, what do you most want to be your name other than your, write it down. Be a third, write it down. Write your third word down. These are 3 powerful names that you're writing down. How you doing over there, East Harlem? Got your names? Do you have all 3 names now? Doesn't take long to write names. So any name, your third name. Raise your hands if you have all 3 names. In the back, you got your names? Okay. So I'm going to ask the back first this time because we've got a fabulous, shiny crowd up front, but I know that they're awesome in the back too. So somebody with 3 wonderful names, stand up and tell me. Come on. Later. Come on, someone, please volunteer. Pretty, please. With sugar on top of elephant ears. Oh, yeah, we have one. Stand up, please. What was the name when when you were little?
My mom and my dad and everybody called me Buchua.
Chua?
Buchua.
Buchua. What does that mean?
Chocolate.
Oh, Buchua. I bet you were the sweetest baby. Buchua. Okay, and what is the name your best friend calls you?
My friend calls me Carla and some
That's great, Carla Lore. I don't know, I can't. Say it louder.
Carla.
Okay, why?
I don't know.
Okay, it's just sweet. Okay, and what name would you want to be if you could be any name?
Mercedes.
Mercedes.
What?
Mercedes is a beautiful name. I really like the name. There's a famous character. There's a famous character named Mercedes in a book called The Count of Monte Cristo. That's cool. But there's lots of but Mercedes could be anybody. Mercedes could be the name, like say you grow up to be a writer and you don't want everybody to know what your real name is, so you're like, my name is Mercedes Starr, and everybody will think of you as Mercedes Starr who reads your books. They won't know your secret name. They won't know your secret name. And you wanted to share your name? All right, stand up. Well, everybody will get a turn who wants one, so it's her turn.
Okay, I have 6 names, but I'm going to go really, really fast. Okay.
Slowly and loudly. It's good. Okay. 6 is fine.
My mother called me Numps Numps because I was really fat and I looked almost like honey.
Aww.
Yeah. My father called me Sweetie Bird. He couldn't say Tweety Bird. I tried to correct him, but whatever. My friends call me Niecy. My embarrassing name is Creety Bed. What? I like to sleep. Whatever. My middle name is Carrie Ann. And if I was to change my name, I wanted my name to be Siren.
Sirens are powerful creatures. You know, they're like mermaids, only evil. They like to sing to the sailors. Oh, look at me, I'm a siren. I'm so beautiful. I've got the best voice ever. And then the sailors are like, yes, mermaids, they think. And they jump overboard and drown. And the sirens are like, ooh, ooh, got another one down. Stand up and say your name. Shh.
Alright. When I was little, my mom used to, well, I think it was my dad. No, it was my aunt. My aunt called me, shut up. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. My aunt called me lecheche because I couldn't pronounce leche. No. I always say lecheche instead of. Oh. I know. Anyway, then my aunt. Okay, it was a person. He called me Pikachu. Why did you say that? I used to get so annoyed when he called me that.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I bet you did. All right.
My best friend called me Mare Bear. Mare Bear. Yeah. And I've been called Giggles Live for that live.
All right. And what's the name?
Okay, I wanted to be named Luna, which means moon.
Yes.
That's the word.
Powerful name. All right. Oh, so many wonderful names. I'll come to you. I'll come to all of you. You.
Okay. So when I was little, one of the 8th graders, I was like in kindergarten, one of the 8th graders, so she couldn't pronounce my name right. She called me Cece instead. And now the people in my class, sadly, they call me Omar. My name is Xiomara, so they say Omar.
Xiomara.
Yes, and that's because I was in the play last year.
Yes.
And the name that I would like the most is my name, Xiomara.
Xiomara. Well, you shouldn't change it. It's gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
You, I promise. Stand up. We're going to learn her secret child name.
Okay, my name is Asia. When I was a baby, my mom used to call me Smoothie, and she still does. Smoothie. My grandma is embarrassing, but she calls me Squirrel. My aunt, she calls me AJ because of my initials. I have a friend in Texas, she calls me Chuchi.
Chuchi.
And then my other cousin, she calls me, well, my mom, she calls me another one, Juicy Lucy. My friend friends, like Amanda right there, she calls me Booby. Somani, she calls me Stinky, and Mia calls me Buka. And I just want my name to be, if I had to choose, Luca.
Luca. Why?
I don't know, it sounds cute.
Yeah. It sounds like the word for light, doesn't it? Look at all you work, but none of you East Harlem? No. Come on, you have amazing names back there. I can feel it coming off of you. But no hands do I see. Come on. Please. Somebody? You! Yes! You! Stand up! No, please stand up. I beg you. Yes! All right.
When I was little, my grandma called me Cookie.
No.
In my other school, they called me Jelly Gummy Worm. And I would like to be called Night.
Night. Oh, that's a great name. Another power name. We've got Siren, Luna, Luca, Night. Those are all great names for wizards. You, why not? Stand up, tell everybody.
Okay, I'm Michelle. Okay, when I was little, they called me Michelle. And when I was a baby, unlike my little brother and sister, they're chubby and I'm like skinny, really skinny, so they call me Flaca, which is the Spanish word. Flaca. They call me, my dad called me that. And since when I was a baby, also I look like a little girl, I look like a doll. They said I look like a little doll, so they call me Chula. And then right now they call me Michelle, Daniel, Shelly, Mimi, if I had the chance to be, will be Angela, because they didn't call me Angie for short. Yeah, it's so nice.
Okay.